welcome back to my channel. I am Amber from Amber's Books and More, and today I have my FemPowerAthon wrap up. So if you haven't watched my FemPowerAthon TBR, that will give you all the information about FemPowerAthon and all the links to the FemPowerAthon Twitter and etc. They are planning a second go at this pretty soon, so definitely check that out if you want to get involved and see. I'm not going to show you the copies of the books that I have because I've already put them away and everything, but if you want to see my TBR, you can see the copies of the actual books. So I think I pretty much crushed it. So I had 5 books on my TBR. I read 4 out of 5. I think that I could have gotten to the 5th one, but there was something, I'll get to it, and this is the reason why I don't think I got to the 5th one. So the first book that I read for my FemPowerAthon was Anya's Ghost, and this was a graphic novel written by a woman, and it was incredibly creepy and surprising for a graphic novel. It actually had a really big twist that I didn't see coming, and I really enjoyed it for a graphic novel. I've been getting more into graphic novels lately, but this one has been one of my favorites that I've read. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So it follows a girl named Anya, and basically she is a girl that's probably about, I think she's about 12 or 13 or so. She may be older than that, I don't quite remember, but she falls down into like a hole and she finds a ghost there, and the ghost follows her home and starts to help her like with her homework and stuff. And so that's basically what that's about. The second book that I read for my TBR was The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodgkin. This story follows Mara Dyer, and she basically goes through a very traumatic event and wakes up and does not remember it. And so her family moves in order to help her get over this traumatic event, and she of course meets a boy, and she kind of has some mental illnesses, and this is her story of kind of trying to figure out what happened, trying to remember, and it was surprising, and it wasn't quite what I expected, but I do think I really enjoyed it, and I definitely will be continuing on with that series. I also gave that a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So the third book that I got to was The Archived by Victoria Schwab. So I read V.E. Schwab for her Shades of Magic series, and I really loved her, but this is my first time to read one of her young adult novels, and she has stated in interviews before she makes her young adult novels a lot darker than her adult novels, and I definitely agree. The Archived was not what I expected at all. It was what it says is about a girl that is a keeper of people that die, and basically they're left on shelves as histories to read their past, to know what's going on. And I thought that she was like the one that was like in charge of everything, but she's not. Even though it's a keeper, she's not the one that's in charge of everything, but she is in charge of some things, and so I still think that she kind of counts for a woman in power, because she really does kind of show a power in this. But it was a very good book, and I was extremely happy with it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I've already picked up the next book in the trilogy, in the series. I've already picked up the next book in the series. I'm not sure how many there's supposed to be, if it's going to be a trilogy or if it's going to go on, because I know there is a third one that's supposed to be coming out this year, so I'm not sure, but I definitely am continuing on with that series. So the fourth book that I read, and the reason that I didn't continue on with the 5th, was The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So I will have a separate video of a review just for this book that's going to be going up probably tomorrow, or sometime this week, or maybe even next weekend, I'm not sure. But this book was so good, and it was about a girl, Star, who witnesses her childhood best friend Khalil get shot while he is unarmed by a white police officer. And of course they are both black, and it is inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement. And the way that it's just, I don't want to say too much about it because I do have a review coming, but it is one of the most important but yet beautifully written stories that I've probably ever read in my entire life. It definitely is going to change the way that I look at the world, and there was so much going on, and I was so scared for my characters because I love them so much. And so I definitely binge read that one. I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars, of course, on Goodreads. And so then I tried to go on to my 5th book, which was Ash by Melinda Lowe, I think is her name. and it's a lesbian retelling of Cinderella from what I gather, but I got like 2 chapters in and I could not get my mind off of The Hate You Give, and it was the last day and I just knew that I wouldn't be able to get through it that day, so I decided to go ahead and just film this wrap up because I know I'm not going to get to it and I'm going to need a couple of days to have a hangover from The Hate You Give. It was so good. I definitely recommend picking that one up, and I thank FemPowerAthon so much for doing this, to giving me a reason, because it fit 2 categories. It fit a character of color and also an own voices novel, and I'm so grateful for them for making me pick this up, basically, because I'm mad at myself for not getting this book as soon as it came out, even though it hasn't been out long. It's only been out for like a month or 2, but I'm definitely recommending that to everybody. And so what I did was I actually bought this on audiobook on Audible, because I decided that I not only wanted to support the Black author, but I also really wanted to support the Black narrator, because I was really touched by the fact that they did pick a Black narrator, and she was phenomenal, this narrator. I mean, her voice was perfect. She was loud when she needed to be. She was quiet. She had emotion in her voice. It was powerful and beautiful, and I definitely am buying a physical copy of this for my bookshelf, because I will be rereading this book, guaranteed. Alright, so that is my wrap up for FemPowerAthon. I'm so excited that I got through 4 out of 5 books. I actually did better than I thought I would do. I kind of had a feeling I would only get through 3. I kind of wish that I would have read The Hate You Give first, and I could have taken a couple of days to unwind from that one, and then maybe I would have been able to go on and finish. But either way, I'm glad that I read it, and I'm glad that I read the books that I read, because I did not have any book under 4 stars, and I'm so excited that I'm reading so many great books that really empower women. So yeah, so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Definitely check out all the FemPowerAthon information down below. Check out all their information. I have some social media listed down below. Subscribe, you know, the whole bit. So basically, have a nice day wherever you are. Stay safe. I love you. Bye.